What's up, SourceFedNerd Movie Club fans? Don Broetzmann back here with another movie review. This week we did Top Gun. Top Gun came out in 1986, directed by Tony Scott, stars Tom Cruise as Maverick, Anthony Edwards as Goose. It has Val Kilmer as Iceman. It's got Meg Ryan as Goose's wife. Has Kelly McGillis as Charlie, the love interest for Tom Cruise's character. It also stars Tom Skerritt, and there's a little bit of a small role for Tim Robbins in there. I completely forgot that he was in this movie. Top Gun is hailed as one of those ultimate guy movies. You've got action, you've got planes, you've got crashes, you've got hot guys half naked playing volleyball on a beach, which is why girls will suffer through watching this movie with a guy. So we pick up in the movie where Maverick and his co-pilot Goose get sent up to the Top Gun Academy, where they get to take on and learn more about how to be a dogfighter in an airplane. With a movie like this, one of the big things we look at is whether or not it stands the test of time. Being made in 1986, does it seem dated? What makes it easier for it to pass off as a more modern day kind of movie is because it is taking place so much around military and stuff like that. There's all sorts of high-tech equipment. They don't really use cell phones. So it doesn't feel like there's a lot of technology missing from the movie to really date it back into the 80s. I grew up watching this movie, so for me there was a lot of classic moments in this. The opening sequence where Maverick and Goose sing that classic song, She's Lost That Lovin' Feeling. And then you've got that classic song, Danger Zone, Kenny Loggins. I mean, everyone knows and loves that song. I didn't realize how often they played it in this movie, which seems like almost all the time. But it's definitely a classic, and it definitely is one of the things that made this movie so great, is just having that great soundtrack to really kind of tie everything together. One of the things I never really picked up on prior to watching this movie is how quickly the romance develops between Maverick and Charlie. Literally, they go on one date, they see each other in the elevator, and then the next time they're talking, she's professing her love for him. It was a little awkward. And it was something I never noticed before. Maybe I just have never paid attention to the character development or the relationship, the way it built between the two characters. But watching it now, I just didn't buy how quickly it developed. The action sequences are still really fun. I know the planes are a little bit older, and for the most part they've been decommissioned. I'm assuming. I don't know that much about aircraft, but it was still really, really fun. The only part that really looked like poor CGI or bad editing was in the beginning when the two planes were upside down and Maverick and Goose were up over the MiG taking a picture and flipping the bird. Other than that, everything else looked pretty good. One thing I also noticed that was kind of weird was that everyone was always really sweaty. It's like nobody had air conditioning. It was 100 degrees out, and then there was 95% humidity. Everybody was hot and sweaty almost all the time. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. One of the things that really made this movie is the character relationship between Maverick and Goose. These two guys, you can tell, have known each other for a long time. They love each other. They got each other's back. And so when Goose eventually dies in the movie, and there's that whole, holding him in the ocean and not wanting to let him go, it seemed real. It seemed like there was a really close bond, and it was very tragic, and that was the kind of storytelling that made this movie, more than just your typical popcorn action, big blockbuster movie. It truly had great story. If you've never seen Top Gun, you need to see this movie. It stands the test of time. It's only a little bit dated. It's got a great storyline, great soundtrack. It's a lot of fun to watch, lots of action. There's romance. There's the volleyball scene for you girls to keep you interested. And overall, it's just a great movie. It's not just a guy flick. Even though typically it's a guy flick, guys will always stop and watch it. If it comes on TBS at noon, I am going to stop and I'm going to probably watch it for at least a half an hour, if not till the movie's over. So what do I think about this movie? I think it's awesome. It's a classic. It's one of those movies that I will always have in my movie collection. It will always be in my top, I'd say top 50 or top 100 favorite movies of all time. Top Gun is awesome. The only thing I can say, it's a really, really safe choice this week for a movie. So Meg, a little bit disappointed, although I liked where you're going with this. So yeah, that was my review of Top Gun. Hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comments down below, and I'll see you later.